How much money did we make on this property? Well, today I'm going to tell you. If you don't know who I am, well, I'm Jeremy Beeland. I am an expert acquiring off-market properties just like this one. We do this all the time. I have actually done this more than 450 times in multiple markets. In fact, I've been able to grow multiple markets to 7 figures annually. We've done over $10 million in gross profits since we started my journey back in 2017. So in today's video, this is part 3 of the Lowell house. So if you haven't watched the previous videos, I recommend that you do. I highly suggest that you do. Today, we're going to break down how much money we made on this property. We are going to break down all the numbers. Stay tuned to the very end and we will break it all down so you can see exactly, did we make money? Yes, we did, but how much? Let's go inside. I'll show you guys a little bit more about what we did around here. So before I get into the numbers and show you around, I want to just break down a little bit about the past story of how we got here today. Now, this was not without its hiccups, all right? This was technically supposed to be a wholetail. I guess it still kind of is. We had to do a few more things than we originally anticipated, but things don't always go as planned. And that's going to be expected with any project that you do in real estate. So expect the unexpected. In this house was no difference. So to start, well, the first thing that went wrong in this house was my contractor painted this flip gray. We didn't plan on doing that because of the floors. We actually wanted to go with more of a white color. But because this contractor that we haven't used for a little while knew that we always went and did gray, he decided to take it upon himself and do flip gray. When we found out, it was too late, and we're like, well, I guess it looks good enough. I don't really want to have to pay him to redo it again. I don't want to have to make him eat that cost. It was just one of those situations where we decided, well, it is what it is. So that went wrong. Then we were pressure washing the outside of the house because it was like some handwriting on it, some weird stuff, some like glue from the roof. And we thought we'd be able to pressure wash that off. Nope. Ended up having to paint the whole exterior of the house. Looks awesome. Definitely wasn't in budget. So that was one of the things that went wrong in this house as well. And then we had to repair some flooring with some old flooring. We also, the tenants that, or I shouldn't say the tenants, but the sellers that lived here before, they left cats here and we couldn't find anybody to take the cats to a local shelter. And they were kind of like in rough shape. So none of us really wanted to touch the cats. Somebody from my team, my sister, finally was able to find somebody on Facebook who would come down, capture the cats, and take them to a new home. So we were dealing with that for a while because at first we were starting to do some work in the house and the cats were peeing all over the place. You can imagine how bad that could be. So we were dealing with all these different things at first that weren't part of the plan. But at the end of the day, we're really excited with the result of this property. It came out great. Now, we originally got this property from a realtor. I got some notes here I want to go over with you guys. A realtor that's in our network. They came to the situation with this house, and basically the way that the sellers were, they were falling behind in the payments. They wanted to actually leave the country and leave the country in a hurry. I don't think anything illegal was going on, but they just had a situation to relocate to a different country because they had it was kind of from their ethnic background or something of that nature. But anyway, our realtor didn't want to flip the house the way it was. 5 years ago, this house was in really nice shape. The people that were living here really just let it go, and they let it go fast. They had a bunch of big dogs in here. It was overcrowded with people living here. It's too small a house, and they just weren't doing anything to maintain it. So within about 5 years, the place was kind of trashed. So she says, hey, I know a guy, and that was us. Our rockstar acquisition guy, Eddie, came down, talked to the sellers, found out where we could provide value, got the property under contract, and as we were getting ready to move forward, found out that they had like some kind of USGA mortgage on it, and we're waiting to get the payoff. It turned out to be more than what they expected. And they were getting ready to back out of the deal. So the only way we could move forward was to actually give them a little bit more money at closing. So we decided to pay a little bit more money for this property than we originally anticipated. So that goes with the name of the game. Sometimes you're going to have to just pivot and move. We felt like there was still money to be made here. We wanted the opportunity. So we were able to negotiate a little bit more money for them, but not as much as they want, but more than we wanted to give. But here's what happened, all right? So we originally got this under contract on May 12th 2024. We closed on it on June 21st, 2024. So that was about 4.5 weeks from when we got under contract when we closed. We would have closed sooner, but the sellers needed to drag it out a little bit because they weren't quite ready to leave and we were waiting for that payoff. So we just basically had to wait for them, and once they got out, we were closed. And then, so we closed on it June 21st of 2024, where the closing date on the sale is September 19th, 2024. Actually should have been a week earlier, but the buyers that are going to be buying this, something happened with their financing in the 11th hour. So it not only happens with some issues on the seller side, but it also happened on the buyer side, where we had to give them from $5,000 in concessions to get the deal done at the last minute because they were supposed to get this like $25,000 grant that didn't come to fruition. So I don't want to bore you with details, but those things happen. Again, expect the unexpected. So really this project, it's going to take 13 weeks from when we close on the buy side and close on the sale side. It really should have been 12 weeks. And we did a great job in 12 weeks. I'm really, really proud. So I'm going to show you a few different rooms so you can get an idea of what we did. Here we are in the living room. Obviously we painted it. We had to paint all around the windows. It had a bunch of stuff on it. We sanded and refinished all the hardwood floors to make them look brand new again. We added new overhead lighting in all the different rooms. So that is what we did in the majority of these rooms. I'm going to show you the kitchen, the bathroom, show you a bedroom. Okay, so here we are in the kitchen. We were not really sure what to do with this kitchen because when we got it, we thought we'd be able to salvage the appliances. Nope, had to buy all new appliances, dishwasher, stove, refrigerator. The ones that were here, although they were relatively new, were so bad, we couldn't salvage them. We tried to clean them, it just wasn't coming to fruition. We decided to keep the kitchen cabinets that were here because we just didn't have it in our budget to replace all the kitchen cabinets because it would have cost us close with this side and that side about $10,000 to get new cabinets. So we decided to keep the old ones. We put new black handles on them. New black handles to really dress it up with the style. Put brand new flooring in here, all new LVT to make sure that it didn't clash with the wood floors. So that came out good. Behind you, what you can't see right now, I'll show you in a minute, is a bathroom. We rolled it right into there. So did all that. Put granite countertops. We were hoping to keep the laminate countertops that were here because they looked okay. But after further inspection, they weren't okay. So we had to get brand new countertops and we decided to level it up to granite to give it a little bit of a nicer feel. There was like a backsplash that was here that we thought we'd be able to salvage. Nope. Had to buy a new backsplash. So we just went with classic white 3x5 white subway tile, and that dressed it up a lot. So, you know, what wasn't in the budget here? New appliances, new countertops, and new backsplash. We knew we were painting the kitchen cabinets. We knew we had to update the sink, which we got a nice new faucet. But, you know, appliances, backsplash, and countertops. And that was like $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. I don't know the exact number, but that was not in our budget. And I already told you painting the outside of the house. So that's like $10,000 more than we originally planned on paying for this property. But that's why we have contingencies budgets, and you have to expect the unexpected. But overall, the kitchen came out really nice. Again, nice new lighting fixture in here. So here we are in the main bathroom. We were actually able to save a little bit of money in here, which was nice. So the tub that was here, we were able to clean it and glaze it and make it look brand new again without having to replace that whole thing. We just added some nice new plumbing fixtures, some black plumbing fixtures, which was great. We were able to have a van. We're working on a project. If you go to one of our other YouTube videos, the Dairy House, which Part 3 is coming soon. That guy had a vanity in there, and we felt like that vanity just worked perfect with this house. So free vanity, just had to move it from one project to another. So we brought that in here, got a new light, new mirror, new fixture, new toilet, new flooring. But overall, we were able to save money on the vanity, like $500, and able to keep the shower and the shower wall. So that saved us some money as well. So let's head upstairs into the bedrooms. All right, we're here in the master bedroom. Same as the other bedrooms. There's 3 bedrooms upstairs. Not to bore you with details, but we painted the trim, painted the walls, painted the inside of these closets, kept them all the same. Got new hardware, new doorknobs, and stuff like that for the doors and the closet doors, and just redid the floors, sand and refinish them, make them look as natural as we could. We like light and bright, felt like light and bright was the way to go. So that's all we did in the 3 bedrooms. And I'm going to show you the master bathroom, which is really like this half bathroom stuffed in a closet. It's really strange, but I'll show you how we were able to make the best of a weird situation in there. So kind of tough to show you in here. It's really tiny, but they had this weird countertop here. We weren't really able to fit it in our budget to replace it, so we decided to just clean it and keep it. We're hoping to change this out, but after further inspection, actually cost a lot of money to get this special type of faucet that we wanted to get. So we cleaned it, left this. All we did in here was get a new toilet, and we painted, and then we got a new light fixture because the one that was here was really weird, but the mirror's the same. Everything's still the same. So we didn't have to do much of anything in here. So may not look great for you and I, but for a lot of people, it's good enough. So that's basically it. That's just about everything we did. Outside, you know, we had to do a lot of yard cleanup, and can't tell by now because the grass is so overgrown. But outside of that, we had to clean a bunch of stuff outside, paint some small porches and stuff like that. And then there was a major clean out because people who left everything. So we had a major clean out, and then we started doing some of the demo. But for the most part, guys, we're able to flip this thing for not too much money, at least from Northeast perspective. Some of you guys looking at our costs from other parts of the country. Not all costs are created equal, but here in the Northeast, we did this for a pretty good deal. So now's the time for the numbers, right? How much money did we actually make on this, right? I told you it was roughly about 13 weeks close to close, right? 90 days. Well, I have all the numbers right here, all right? And we're gonna put them here in the video anyway so you can see them. All right, so we sold this house for $485,000. That is about $40,000 over what we listed it for. We had a bidding war on this. We had many offers. Apparently, we listed it low, and we had many offers driving the price up, and we sold it for $485,000. We bought it for $306,800. Our renovation cost, which I told you was about $10,000 to $12,000 over the original budget, came to $36,344.30. And then our holding costs, you know, that's our insurance, taxes, you know, the things that are just sitting here. Holding costs were $2,323. And then our private lender interest, because we don't use our own money on these properties, we borrow money from our private lenders. So we borrowed all the money that we needed to buy and rehab all this property. Our interest that we're paying them for using their money is $16,288.77. The purchase closing costs, meaning how much we bought, you know, how much our closing costs were when we originally bought the property. So not only do we have to pay both sides of the closings, right? The seller's closing costs, the buyer's closing costs. We also paid the realtor, their realtor commission fee for bringing us this deal, right? And that was $11,674. Now, when we sell this property, we're paying closing costs for the seller side, not the buyer side. The buyer's paying their own closing costs, but we're paying the seller's closing costs. And we have to pay real estate commissions to our listing agent and their buying agent. That cost is $29,100. And then, as I told you earlier in this video, in the last minute, they didn't have enough funds, so we had to give them a $5,000 concession, meaning we're going to give them $5,000 at closing to pull all this deal together. So with all that, our profit is going to be $77,489. $77,489. Now, I understand this property went up over our original listing price. So even though if we would have got our listing price, we still would have made almost $40,000. But we put ourselves in a great situation of just doing a quick wholetail light rehab on this. We had this project done in a month and back on the market, right? And we were able to get almost $77,000 and $77,489. That's almost $80,000. And if it wasn't for those $5,000 in concessions, we'd be looking at over $80,000 on this deal. Not bad for 90 days, huh? Speaking of which, so this is another thing for you to know. we are looking to acquire deals off market, all through different marketing channels, right? Direct mail, there's PPC, there's SEO, there's PPL, there's radio ads, there's TV ads, there's texting, there's cold calling. But realtors are a good relationship to have. Now, we paid the realtor who brought us this deal $6,136. So I think she was pretty psyched for bringing us a deal where she made $6,000. We made it super easy for her. She came across the house. She wasn't going to be able to list it on the MLS the way she wanted to. At least that's how she felt, because it would not show well. It was dirty. There was a ton of stuff. The people who were going to buy this would really need to be a rehab buyer. I mean, a retail buyer, not a rehab buyer. So she came to us, but we paid her $6,136 for it. We made $77,489. That is almost a 12.6 to 1 return on that cost. 12.6 to 1 return. So you can't get these deals, guys, unless you get really good at acquiring off-market deals, right? Listen, we don't always make good home runs like this, but this was a real-time video series with you. I had no idea how much money we were going to make. We were projected to make $30,000 to $40,000 on this house. I'm pretty sure I said that in the earlier videos, but we made almost $80,000. Not complaining, but you have to get really good at acquiring off-market deals, and then learning how to use private money, the MLS, and the different exit strategies that we teach in our coaching program. This is how you get deals like this all the time. If you could do one of these a month, or let's say 4 of these a year, part-time, how would that change your life? I didn't do any clean out here. I didn't swing any hammers. I subbed the whole thing out, and I just came in once a week, and I just made sure the subcontractors were doing what they were supposed to do, and I borrowed somebody else's money to get it all done. That's the kind of stuff that you need to learn. That's the kind of stuff that we teach. That's the kind of stuff that allows us to pay a realtor $6,000 and make almost $80,000. Well, that's it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this 3-part series on the Lowell project. It turned out to be a great one. If you guys want to learn how to acquire more deals like this, please click on the link below. Book a strategy call with yours truly. See if you're a fit. Again, it is about our coaching program. You don't have to join if you don't want to, but if you have interest in learning what it takes to do deals like this, then I suggest you click on the link below. As always, I hope these videos are bringing you value nonetheless, and I ask you that you please subscribe. Make sure that you're liking the video so the algorithm is feeding it to other people, so we can spread our outreach to provide more value to more people. Our YouTube channel here is growing slowly but surely, and we're starting to reach more and more people, and that's very exciting. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. Thank you so much for watching this video and watching our channel. Have a great day. REI Freedom, baby.